Oh, mucho trapo. No, it's trapos in the back of the van. The whole new box back there. Yeah, you could put half of them in the gloss and half in the flat. Rocio, a few people in flat and a few people in gloss. Okay.
What you talking about with all the colors?
What?
All the colors you talking about? Outside too?
I'm about to walk it right now.
Okay.
I was just making sure you had everything you need.
Well, I don't have no outside unless it's sea salt.
This looks like sea salt.
Yeah, it does.
No, you good. You got some on the right. Just do this whole right side. Somebody can start taping off that the windows on the side and at the back. This side right here. Yeah, just spray that whole side and then the bottom of behind the window on the other side. Just a gallon? All right, so what you need, like 3?
Don't need much.
You already sprayed this, girl. It's empty? So what you need, 3 gallons?
3 gallons to do it. And your white is flat, or is that gloss? Flat. Apparently it's flat. Let me see if I got
You got, no, I was telling D, say it's 2 windows you need taped off, right? Or is it 3? You want that back slider taped and that window right there too?
You just want those 2 sides sprayed?
Yeah, I think that's the only thing that needs to be hit. Good morning. Hey, I just need 3 gallons of sea salt, and it's going to be 6204, and this is going to be for Linda Lakes, lot 83, on job 10, A100. Oh no, that can't be right because this says gloss. Hold on 1 second. Give me 2 seconds. 2 seconds. The Linda Lake's 83. But hold on, give me 2 seconds because that might be the wrong color.
Hey, I'm here.
Yeah, it is sea salt, but it's flat. 6204, 3 gallons. You said you needed the trim too, or no?
I think I got it right here. You got a half gallon here.
Okay, yeah, that's all I need.
Are we still doing A100?
Yeah, A100 flat,
Okay. And just 3 gallons?
3 gallons.
All right, and this is for Taylor?
Yep, Taylor Pro. Taylor Pro Painting and Contracting, job 10. Linda Lakes, lot
Okay, we're gonna
83.
get that ready for you.
Okay, I greatly appreciate it.
Of course, bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah, I guess I'll take you on the inside, show you what we got going on. So this is going to be a dot walk. Basically what has happened is the homeowners have done a walkthrough. They've notated all of the things that they were dissatisfied with in order to close. So here we are just making all of these corrections. So where the drywall split, the corner of the house split as well too, from the ceiling to the wall. This is a spec home that was built about last year, so it's been sitting for about a year and I would say 4 months. So you're gonna get some type of settling. So we just come through from all of the people that have been in the house coming by. You got scuff marks here. You got areas where the drywall cracked out from settling. So we just remud that, sand it back down, paint over it. Same in this area as well too. This was a nail pop, and that's also from settling after about a year. That's the reason why we give a 1-year warranty on all of the houses, because within a year you're gonna have a lot of different settling. Main thing to look for is your sunlit walls. Sunlit walls are usually going to be the first thing that the homeowner is going to notice because the sun's coming right in. So these walls you always want perfect. You don't want any nail pops in these walls because the sun's going to be shining on it at all times. Another prime area to put focus in is going to be the restroom, or what they call the baño as well too. Reason being is, as a homeowner, majority of your time is spent in your bedroom or in the bathroom. Same in these areas. So we just had some settling issues. Nail pop issues over here, 2 nail pops, but once this is coated twice, you won't even see it anymore. Another main focal point of the house is going to be your front door area. So you just make sure that the front door is perfect. So we'll come through, repaint this whole door. Because the first thing when they walk in is through the front door and your main hallway area. So you always want to make sure that this area is perfect, especially before a walkthrough. Same with this area. This is your exterior front door area, so you want to make sure that your porch is painted nicely. All of your leadways going into the house are perfect because it's the first thing they're going to see. So when they're walking in and they're like, oh, look at this scuff mark here or this scuff mark there, and then that's going to trigger the brain to start looking for more things. Then I guess I'll just explain some of the stuff around the house. So normal wear and tear. Like I said, this house has been sitting for a year. It's been being maintained by the HOA's maintenance, yard maintenance service. So you have people coming up, weed eating. So you're gonna get discoloration on the foundation of the house. So we'll come through and we're gonna repaint the foundation of the house so that it's nice and crisp. Same with these areas. This damage was caused when they came to freshen up the landscape. They threw fresh red mulch, so the dye from the red mulch will transfer onto the house sometimes. In this area, what we're doing, taping off of the windows, including the trim, so that when we respray this area to cover up all of the discoloration from the mulch, we don't have to do a whole bunch on the trim. So you're protecting the trim. We also cover the plants. Yeah. I think I got a bigger towel in the car too. So every time we come to do a homeowner's walk or a community walk, especially with the homeowner's walk, the superintendent for the neighborhood is going to come out. He was the one who actually walked the house with the potential buyer. So he knows exactly what their facial expressions were, what their emotions were when they walked into the house. Areas that were most concerning for them, I wasn't there for the experience. So he can come and he can give me that hand-on experience of exactly what was taking place in the homeowner's mind and what's going to completely satisfy them so that they, sign the contract or go ahead and close.
So is it not important for a painter to maintain a close and open communication relationship with the superintendent?
It would be most beneficial to always have a good rapport with the superintendent. That won't always be possible in the easiest way. I have my own situations where I have other superintendents that I don't see eye to eye with at all. But the job still gets done. At the end of the day, superintendent also is the person that is signing off on your work as well too. So yeah, you're gonna always need to have some form of decency with the superintendent.
So what was the first thing that you did? Because when you first got there, you walked straight into the house. So what's the first thing you do as you and your crew are arriving on one of these warranty? What would you call this? Taylor Pro warranty, 1 year warranty. What do you classify this as? What is it called?
This is actually called the homeowner's bump or a homeowner's blue tape. So this is when the actual homeowner has come and they have assessed the house and figured out what all they need corrected in order for them to close on closing day without any issues. Because you don't want to close with a letter of intent. There are builders or people that will close with letters of intent, which basically means, hey, we know that these things you want corrected. You're going to go ahead and close today, and we'll have them fixed within, say, a month, 30 days, 35, 40 days. But instead of doing that, because that can turn into sticky situations, you just go ahead and get it all corrected before they go to closing.
Okay, get it all done. What type of instruction, what's the first instruction you give your crew when you arrive?
The first instructions that I give my crew is to make sure that they have all of their supplies first. So basically materials. I'm going through a materials check. So I go in, I walk the house. The first thing I'm looking for is to make sure that all the patches were corrected, were sanded, and it's actually ready for the paint. Then I'm telling all of the crew members to be checking the materials. Go through a materials check, make sure that you have all of the adequate paint you're gonna need for the interior, exterior, your trim, so on and so forth. Then from there, I'm gonna make calls out to Sherwin-Williams and whatever other supplier I need to get supplies from.
And I noticed when you were doing your walkthrough, you were looking for things that wasn't marked. Like, it's important, like you were showing, to look at the sunlit walls and the entry foyer and area, but you were it seemed like it wasn't just what they noticed. You were also looking for things. Is that not typical of how you handle it?
Yeah, just to be, as a word to the wise, to practice a good practice to be a good tradesman in any trade is to go above and beyond. It's way better to serve delight than to just get by. The dots are basically just getting by. That's what the homeowner saw. And they're also walked through in a certain type of way. So they have to stand, I think it's 6 feet off of the wall. They can't have flashlights, so on and so forth. So imagine you have these stipulations when you're doing your walkthrough, but then once you've closed, you're sitting there on the toilet and now you're 4 feet off the wall, or you're in your closet hanging up clothes and you're a foot off the wall, and now you see all this other stuff. So just me being the tradesman, and being the owner of the company and not ever wanting any bad publicity or negative comments made later on, I'm already here, so I might as well find what you didn't see as well. It's not going to take me that much more time.
Yeah, one of the habits of success is doing more than what you're paid for.
Correct.
And I noticed that your crew were trying to dry the exterior walls. What reason were they trying to do that?
Normally we start all of our days first thing in the morning. It's going to be like 8 o'clock in the morning. So you still have the morning dew. The sun hasn't come all the way up in order to dry up the dew. We're also at the end of winter/spring. So therefore, the sun isn't getting as hot as fast just yet. So it's going to be wet, and you can't spray onto the water. So if you take a towel, some rags or something of that nature, go ahead and take all of the excess water off. You can go ahead and get the job done and not have any time lost.
And I noticed, I don't know if it was a coincidence, but the men were working the exterior and the women were working the interior. Is that not because the women typically have more attention to detail, or is that just a coincidence?
Today, that was actually a coincidence. I usually run both sets, either inside or outside. But with the house being so wet, it only made more sense for everybody to just start inside, get that knocked out, and then I could potentially send the rest of that crew somewhere else and just keep the day moving.
Okay. So you made a call on site, and it seemed like you reached out to maybe your agent, whoever you deal with when it comes to paint. How often does that happen, and how can somebody prepare for that?
Well, that's another thing. You'll definitely want to have an amazing relationship with your supplier, because without supplies and materials, you can't do anything. So the amount of times or how frequently that you'll be calling me, I'm talking or going to Sherwin-Williams at least twice a day. So those calls happen pretty frequently. Like if I'm at one of my other job sites where I have multiple projects going on at once, I'll probably go to Sherwin-Williams 3-4 times in that one day, depending on how fast they're moving through product, or if I had a chance to be able to stock that particular job site prior to arriving.
And I also noticed it seemed like you don't just call in and ask for material. You make sure to say exactly what job this material is for. Is there not a specific reason that you make sure that even your supplier knows what you're pulling supplies for? Is it for accounting? Is it to make sure that you always know exactly how much jobs cost? What's the reason?
Actually, it's all of the above. I have them do that in their database, because some people will go and take, for example, I have a neighborhood that has 13 buildings in it. All the buildings are the same color, but every time I call in and I'll order a product, this is building 1, this is building 2, this is building 3. This is to ensure that I'm able to track my budget on exactly what I'm spending on each building. That way, if anything happens, I'm able to catch it fast as possible. Or if I need to set up projections for another project and it's similar to this project, I'll already know and have the data that I need to do my research. So all I have to do is just one keystroke, and then boom, I'm gonna be able to pull up the amount of money that I spent on building one. And I also cross-reference that with a timesheet. Each building has its own timesheet. So I calculate the amount of time that I'm spending as far as man hours and the amount of material. And then that's how I compile everything. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you're still not hitting that snooze button. You see who I'm with. I'm with the homie Rand, man. You already know. Randolph Love. You might want to Google it. And you see where we at. We're at the re-up spot right now, man. Don't tell me that you hitting that snooze button or reaching for that flip phone trying to call somebody. They don't want that pack, man. The pack is dead. Find you a trade. Get you some money. Good morning. How you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Doing good, doing good.
I'm new here, so let me go get
I see.
Can't help.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
That'll be $19.75.
Huh?
We charge for the restroom.
Oh.
What's going on, love?
I'm good, how are you?
Doing good, doing good.
Right.
I saw that post you made the other day.
Yeah?
That was pretty neat. That was
Right.
like a new one that you
Yeah.
put together?
It's supposed to be Hello Kitty.
Really?
It's at the Walrus. You know where the Walrus is?
No, where is that?
No, it's in Edgewood.
Edgewood.
Yeah.
What is that? Because it looked really interesting.
Yeah, it's like a bar. It's
Okay.
a bar. They held a lot of raves, parties, and all that over there. And what I went to was a rave. So it was fun.
Dang, you should have
Yeah.
hit me up and told me, man. I don't even know how to find out about all of that stuff.
Yeah, I guess it's like an Instagram kind of thing.
Okay, you got to be on the in circle.
Yeah, well, I didn't find out till like my tattoo artist
Mm-hmm.
told me because she was hosting it. And it was really fun. I liked it.
Dang. Yeah, it looked dope. It looked dope. You haven't been hearing about anything else going on out here, as far as work-wise?
No.
Nobody need any painters?
Actually, we had somebody call the other day about it,
Uh-huh.
but
But they didn't leave any information.
no.
Yeah.
Okay. It didn't give me an option to put job 10.
It's Taylor Pro Painting and Contracting.
Let's see. Actually, I think I can fix that.
What's good with it, man?
No, man, just put up my stuff.
Okay, okay.
Put up the truck. What you up to?
Hey, just cooling it, man.
That's
Just
awesome.
cooling it. Trying to find some more money laying on the table.
Was there some money laying on the table?
No. I'm just saying, people leave money on the table all the time.
Yes, man.
You know what I mean?
I had a customer, like a contractor, tell me that they left like $500, like their wash, the keys to their Porsche, like everything on the dining table, and it's like, are they testing us? Like, is this like a test? Like I swear they get.
That's pretty funny, actually.
Like I swear
Oh,
they have
gosh.
cameras. Like they put it in a spot where they have cameras just pointing like directly.
Exactly,
on it,
exactly.
like, just to see it.
So are we charging?
Yeah, you can try
Today's
it.
total is 6605.
Nice.
So how do you decide which suppliers to do serious business with?
Mine is going to be more so of accessibility. What do they have access to? What are they going to keep on hand the most? Well, I'm not going to say unfortunately. Fortunately, we have grown to a point where now I'm really only able to use commercial stores. That can sometimes be conflicting because their commercial stores aren't on every corner. Now you'll have a regular Sherwin-Williams on every corner, but not every regular Sherwin-Williams is going to cover all of the new construction products that we use. Most of the Sherwin-Williams stores that are on every corner are going to be for like homeowners or painters that do repaints. So you'll have more, I guess you would say, higher end products in there, like your emeralds and things of that nature, super paints. But when you're in new construction, everything is going to be more construction grade materials, like Painter's Edge or ProMar 200 and ProMar 400, which those are the two that I like to use. It's going to be ProMar 200 and ProMar 400. But a lot of stores aren't going to keep mass quantities of that. Same with A100. A100 is going to be your product for your exterior for new construction. But that's what I like to do. I like to, one, source a store that is as close to the job site as possible, because everything counts at the end of the day when it's talking about your budget. So travel time in between the supplier, emergencies as well too. You could be on the job site and need an emergency. You want to have a store that's relatively close. So and then once you start buying from that store, you want to create a rapport with them, especially if you don't already have a sales rep, which I have 2 sales reps. But that's what you want to do. You want to create the best rapport with the stores that you're purchasing from.
So let's say it's a builder, you know, they putting these houses up, they're doing quality work, but you can't sell the house until it gets painted, and all they keep running into is painters who either take too long or the work is nowhere up to par to where a new homeowner is going to sign off on it. What would you say to new builders? What should they look for when hiring a painter?
Well, they definitely shouldn't look for the lowest price. That's what you don't want to look for. Now, that's mainly what every builder is looking for. They're taking on these interviews, they're asking you to bid, and then they're going based on the lowest bid that they can find. A lot of the times is what they're looking for, is the lowest bid possible. Me personally, I consider my bids to be anywhere from mid-range to on the high side. But then I'm backing that up with all of my quality and preciseness. So what they should be looking for are companies that are fully equipped. And a fully equipped company probably isn't going to be the cheapest company. A lot of these builders are running into finding these cheaper companies or these cheaper tradesmen, but these cheaper tradesmen aren't fully staffed. They don't have enough people to meet these deadlines. They don't have the proper equipment in order to help them move faster to meet the deadlines. So that's the main thing that they should be looking for, is the size of the crew, possibly even the history. Unfortunately, I wouldn't like to say, they should be looking for the history, because there can be a company like myself that I took over my uncle's company that ran for 43 years, but all of the people I have working for me today aren't the people that were working for him, except for one person. So the history of the company can take into effect, but you can also have a company that just started, say, a couple of months ago, but they were able to source the right people, So my thing is the people. My thing is having an adequate staff that is capable. There's about 100 and something out here.
So the builder that you're working for built every single house out here?
Oh yeah, every single one they built out here. And I painted every single one of them. Every last one was painted by Taylor Pro. Even this pool area. Painted the pool deck, painted the rec center.
Now I heard you mentioned how this company was ran for 43 years by your uncle, and then you took it over.
Yep. Yeah, my uncle started this company 43 years ago, and he's been contracted with CETA for 35 of those 43 years. And then he wound up getting cancer. The first time, beat it, and then the second time that he got cancer, he called me to come out here and start looking over the, the workers or whatnot, employees, and he wound up passing away about 8 months into that. And I thought I was just going back to DJing, and here I am, the new owner, Taylor Pro Painting and Contracting.
But in that 8 months, he was able to pass down all his wisdom of those 43 years to you.
Yeah, I was at least able to grasp a good amount of some of the knowledge that he had, because that man was a book. I just seen this too up here. It's not a dot on it, but from where somebody with their roller hit the white from the white came down on the body. So maybe hit those 2 panels.
When we finish, that corner, it needs to be hit after we finish though, because I taped it already.
Yeah, she look dry now. Yeah. Probably be better to to plastic this off. If there's, oh, that's what I forgot to get. You didn't have no more plastic?
There's a little bit right there in that box.
All right. Just use this. Should have ran it the other way. Hey, run it the other way.
Gotta be straight. You know, gotta be straight down there to the grass. Only because
Get you some brushes if you want. You good? How's it going, man?
What's up, buddy?
Okay, good. Yeah, that's David. He's been with us 30 years.
Work pots.
Yep. You see, that's how you always do. You like to recycle these. We'll wash these back out. We'll use them as work pots so that you can work out of, instead of walking around with either a big 5-gallon bucket, because that's what we use as work pots as well too. But it makes it easier when you're up a 40-foot ladder. Instead of carrying a 5-gallon bucket, you can have a gallon and just do everything you got to do from right there. Machines that we're using is a Graco 7900.
Let me get one of them to put back in it.
Cuando uno antes nosotros lo ocupábamos lata. Baby, por eso la guarda.
I'm gonna just run in here and check everything that they did.
good one.
All right, you too, man. Be blessed. Have a blessed one. Is this Mojado? This Mojado?
Mahalo? Yeah.
Okay. Grab some. All right, appreciate it. You want to ride with me? All right.
Hey, anything else you needed? I forgot to get quart cans.
No.
What's a cork can?
It just holds a quarter of paint.
Oh, a quart can.
Yeah.
What? So you? They like disposable. They not reusable.
No, they're reusable. What I do is I don't leave behind those big old buckets like the 5-gallon bucket. At most, I'll leave one of the gallon buckets or whatnot. But a lot of the times, especially in this subdivision, I've noticed that they sell to elderly people. More elderly people purchase in this area, and they can't really pick up the 5-gallon buckets that I leave behind. And I try to leave behind some paint just in case, you know, they do something on their own. If they got a pet, or if they have children, or if they're just nick something on their wall, they can repaint it, or, you know, or say when I come back from my 1-year warranty, I leave all of the paint that I originally painted the house with because it was made from that batch. Instead of coming back and saying, oh, okay, the color of your wall is City Loft, or the color of your wall is First Star, go up to Sherwin-Williams, get another gallon paint to touch it up that wasn't made from that batch a year ago, then you might potentially have some flashing issues where everything that you touched up, you'll just see that spot that you touched up. So I leave all of the original paint so that it has the most perfect blend.
Okay, so what sounds like what you're saying is not only is it a good practice for a painter to leave behind their paint just as goodwill to the homeowner, because that's, you know, something that they might need to use themselves, but also it allows you, if you have a warranty in place, to come and actually have the exact same batch of paint to avoid those flashing concerns.
Correct. But you will run into a lot of issues where homeowners are just like, oh, I don't want this in my house. And then they throw it away. You show up for the 1-year warranty and they're like, you didn't bring paint? You're like, no, I left the paint when I painted the house the first time. And then you wind up having to go corner to corner for a nail pop that was done in the middle of a wall, but you can't touch that up because that one spot will flash and the house will look like it has chicken pox.
So should a painter not put that in their warranty, that the expectation is that you will have that paint that you left behind, and if not, it may be an additional fee?
I guess potentially you could try to work that into it, but 9 times out of 10, it could probably put a bad taste in the homeowner's mouth or whoever you're dealing with. So what you could do, in a sense, is be more proactive. Use a smaller can, a smaller amount of the product that they're going to be using, which would be a quart can, in hopes that they won't throw the small can of paint away. And if they do need more paint, I tend to stockhold paint at my house, so 9 times out of 10 I'm still going to have one of those batches of paint. But in the event that I don't, I will go and get more paint and just do corner to corner so that they won't have issues. That goes back to doing more in order to close a proper deal. You know, it'll protect the company more to do more than what you're paid for in the long run than it would be to say, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna just touch this spot up and keep it going, you know. See, I was taught this thing a long time ago, an acronym called CYA, and I live by that. A lot of people are like, oh, you just record for content. Yes, it's for content, but it's also for safety. You can run into a situation, and I wouldn't just do this when you're working with builders. I would do this when you're working with anyone that you have to enter into their private home. If you're recording before you do work and after you do work, that could help minimize any type of blame that could be placed on you for X, Y, and Z. I've been in situations with builders where I've painted the house the first and second time, and I'm coming to do touch-ups, and then they replace 4 doors in the whole house, and then try to convince me that I missed them while I was painting. 4 doors, you know. Hey, you're human. Things could happen. But this trusty camera, for some reason, Steve Jobs decided to program in here when you take a picture and when you record a video, it's going to time stamp it, date stamp it, and probably imprint the location on it as well too. So that can help you out in a lot of different situations.
So it seems like you shouldn't wait for an issue. You should understand that this is a part of the business, and even if you haven't had any complaints yet, you should act as if you're preparing for it.
Yeah, you should always remember that you haven't heard the complaints, but someone's always complaining. Someone will always be complaining about something. So prepare yourself and protect yourself.